So welcome back. We're going to be looking at transversal lines and then the angle pairs that get formed. So the first thing that we really need to do is figure out, hello, okay, they're passing stuff, is to figure out what the transversal is, okay? According to the definition, it's a line that intersects two or more other lines at different places somewhere on a plane. Kind of like this graphic. We've got two lines going on. Okay, they're probably going to intersect each other, but we don't really care about these two lines. We're looking at this one that's cutting in between them. That line is the transversal. And we can say it this way. Line T, this line right here, is a transversal of lines M and line N. Now it's a transversal, so it's one of many. It's not the only one that's out there. There's definitely way more, but this is just one of them. When we have these two lines and a transversal passing through it, we end up creating zones. We end up creating some sort of interior space that lies between the lines that are getting cut by the transversal and some sort of exterior space, which lies outside of the lines that are being cut by the transversal. And this idea of interior, inside, and exterior, outside, will help us to identify the different angle pairs that we need to look at. So let's take a moment to do that. Let's look at these angle pairs that are formed by a transversal, and let's try to get an idea of how these angles are formed, and you can add little side notes to yourself. All right, let's look at this first one. These are the corresponding angles. Bless you. And I'm saying that for this example, angle number 1, which is this angle right here, and angle number 5, which is this angle right there, those are corresponding angles. Make that a point, that one right there. So these two angles right here, I'm telling you, are corresponding. What do we notice about these two angles? First off, I notice that they're on the same side of the transversal from each other. You notice they're both over here on this side. I don't have one on this side and one on the other. So the first thing that you can say and you can add here is that corresponding angles are on the same side of the transversal. Bless you. Bless you. The next thing to notice is that one of them exists in the exterior space and one of them exists in the interior space. So you have one in the exterior and one in the interior, and both of them being on the same side of the transversal. That's what makes them corresponding. So on top of them being same side, you can also add one interior, one exterior. So update your notes now, right in this little space right here, that corresponding angles are same side, one exterior, one interior. I'm going to use sticky notes to do that. So right here we're adding same side, and we're adding one exterior and one interior. And that's all for this corresponding angles right there. Next angle type that we have is consecutive interior angles. And it says 3 and 5 are consecutive interior. So there's 3 and there's 5. Notice how now my little pointers are right next to each other. And they're in the interior portion of those lines that are being cut by the transversal. So both angles have to be interior. This consecutive notion means that they're on the same side of the transversal from each other. So consecutive, another way to think of consecutive is same side. So if you want to add that here, you're more than welcome to. Adding right here to consecutive interior, stating that consecutive means same side. Looking at consecutive exterior, where do you think those are going to be? On the outside. And they're going to be on the same side of the transversal or different sides of the transversal? The same side, because again, that word consecutive is meaning same side. So you can add this kind of same note to yourself. All the consecutives mean same side. One group is interior, one group is exterior. The last one that we have are alternate interior and alternate exterior. That word alternate means that they need to be on different sides of the transversal from each other. So there would be the example of alternate interior. Notice how now my little pointer pens are pointing, both kind of coming in toward the transversal. You notice they're on different sides of the transversal this time. The interior ones again are in the inside of the lines. The exterior then would be on the outside of the lines. So this notion of alternate is going to mean different sides. So you can add those little quick notes to yourself. I recommend that you do that because it'll help you out in our upcoming activity.